Hey guys, this is Rob at Adventures with Bert, and today I'm going to tie a fly. I figured because of the current situation we're in, where everyone's encouraging us to stay indoors, may as well do some fly tying. Personally, I haven't done this in a while, so I'm very rusty, and I kind of came up with a design in my head what I'm going to make. I'm probably going to make a fly that's going to be used for false albacore and striped bass. So without further ado, let's get into it. So I have a lot of fly tying gear on me and a lot of hooks. So I'm going to use this guy here. I think it's about a 1/0 Gamakatsu. Tighten that on the vise. A whip finisher. A bobbin with some white thread. Probably very standard saltwater thread. I'm not sure what size it is. So to start off, I'm going to basically lay the line flat against the hook, and if I remember correctly, it has to basically wrap around itself a few times for a start. Okay, and we can let that hang there for a bit. Get my little scissors. Just gonna put the tiniest drop of Gorrilla Glue here so there's no slipping later on. So we'll wrap that maybe a couple more times. Awesome, not too many times. We don't want a huge wad of thread sitting there. First material I'm going to lay down is going to be this kind of piping of some sort. I guess I got this at AC Moore, I think you use it for flowers or for stems, and it's fairly stretchy. It has that pearlescent color to it. I don't think you can really see it on the camera. I have a ton of this stuff, so we'll use that. So we get that on there, and I'm going to pinch it with my fingers and just wrap it a few times. We'll ignore this tail for a while. We'll do that, I guess, at the very end, probably. I'm going to put a little bit of bucktail here, some white bucktail for underneath the chin. Adjust that a little bit. I'm going to use a little bit of this squirrel tail. Just a wisp of it here underneath the chin. I'm going to use this synthetic chartreuse Faux fiber, it's called. Just a single wrap. There you go. Let's kind of lay that on the side a little bit. I'm going to top this off with a little bit of white on top. Synthetic fox fur. Nice. So now basically we have a little bit of green on the sides and white on the top. And then at the very last, I'm going to put some of this stuff here, this gray Steve Farrar's Flash Blend. Basically, I took a few strands of it, and I'm going to fold it over itself halfway. Trim here as well into this. You see this loop here? Basically, I'm going to cut through that loop. And before I even bother putting this on, I'm going to pull these strands a little bit just to kind of shape it, because right now you can kind of see it's blocky. And that's kind of like that nice little shape I'm going for, I guess. And we'll plop that on the very top. And wrap it once. Maybe again. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Now the next step is we have to adjust this so that the hairs sit on each other nice and evenly and they're not like twisting or bending in ways that we don't want. So we kind of wanted to give it that nice baitfish profile. So I'm going to double check it. Now my vise is not complex at all. And in fact, before I do this, I'm going to dab just a little bit of super glue. And give this a check. See how we're doing. Everything looks kind of straight to me. with the exception of the squirrel hair. That looks not so great, so we're going to push that over a little bit. There we go. Put that back on the vise. Now pinching these hairs, the green, white, and gray on top, I'm going to kind of press them up a bit. Here we go. Just so they're kind of separate from the tube. And then I'm going to do another wrap. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim off the excess hair. All right, sweet. So that's pretty much it. And at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to dab a little bit of super glue here and there along the scrum. Now that that's done, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to whip finish it. So here's how you use this thing. You gotta hook it away from you, and I think you put it this way. So then it kind of wraps around this base, and you have this little triangle here. And what you do is you want this piece of the thread here to just go alongside the lure, or sorry, the fly. And I think I want to move it toward me, or towards the eyelet. So I'm going to need some more. So 1, 2, and 3. And just do 3. And pull it through. Of course, that super glue really set in quick. There we go. And once that's done, essentially trim the little tag off right about there. And there you have it. That's a couple steps done there. Okay, so to round this all up on the head, I'm going to use this fish mask by Fish Skull. What size is this? Number 5, so I don't know. Just had these lying around, they look kind of cool. So I'm going to pop this on his head. Before I do that, I'm going to dab some more glue so that when I do put the fish skull on the head, it will pretty much set itself up. I already went ahead and put some eyeballs on, so we're going to stick that on there. Goes right over it like a little sleeve. Come on. A little more. There we go. Now that the head is on, we have to do something about this tail here. What I could do is I could just cinch it up at the very base here and then maybe put a little feather at the end, or synthetic fox fur, or some rabbit hair or bucktail. I'm going to use this feather for the tail, but first we're going to trim this area up a bit. So I went ahead and cut off the tail section, and I add this little feather here, which kind of looks like a tail. This might look pretty cool. And I'm just going to place this guy in here and then tie that off. This could be a little tricky. I just took this little loop here of thread, and I'm going to cinch it down just a little bit. Great. Okay, that's about it. Then what I'll do is I'll just tie this off again, make another knot so it doesn't become undone. And this is a very delicate part of the fly, and it really doesn't, it just gives it that nice little tail on the end, make it look like a bait fish. So it's not going to do any heavy lifting. probably, honestly, it'll probably get lost from the first fish it catches. And if it's a bluefish, well, you can just say that this whole fly will be gone and you'll only have a hook left. So that's how vicious they are. Okay. So right now I'm going to loosen the tension on my bobbin. Just a little bit. I just want a little bit of tension because I don't want to break this piece. And then same concept. In fact, I'm going to flip this guy around just so I'm looking at the other end. Well, there you go, guys. This is my interpretation of a baitfish fly. It's pretty standard. Nothing special here. He is a little bit janky looking, but to be honest, he'll catch fish. You know, stripers and bluefish will hit it. False albacore, not sure. I hope so. I mean, I don't see why not. If I were a fish, I would eat it. I mean, it looks delicious, right? So anyway, thanks for hanging around with me, watching me build a fly. Something, whoops, I haven't done in a while. And I hope to see you guys in the next video. Make sure you subscribe, hit notifications, smash that like button. And that's honestly all I got for you guys. See you next time.